you wanna kiki? Do you want to?
Do you wanna kiki? Do you wanna kiki? Cult wanna kiki, cult wanna kiki, cult wanna kiki, 1, 2, 3. Cult wanna kiki, cult wanna kiki, cult. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cult Wannakiki. Ooh. We're here to talk about episode 1 of Camp Wannakiki season 5. Ooh. Spooky. And let's get this over with. It's me, Hillary Yaas.
I am going to preemptively apologize before my reveal. I just got back from Albany. I slept through my alarm. I am here, but I'm going to be extra nice with my critiques today because I don't think I should be going in on people. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm censored. I can be whoever I want today. It's me, Opalescent.
This is with signature Campy Drag Day. So, I mean, I'm nothing if not, have I mentioned I'm from Canada before?
No.
We're going to conjure our amazing guest, one of our incredible sisters from the camp, from season 2 of Camp Wannakiki. It's Oogity Boogity Boogity Boo. It's Zenon Tevee.
Zenon Tevee!
Formerly.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
Whoa.
I don't know if we're allowed to say your old name. Do you still say it, or is it just dead?
Yeah, I still say it. It's not a dead name. She's just probably dropped off the Montauk point at this point right now.
Well,
so
your viewers, you might recognize Zenon as the former Vivica Galactica from season 2.
Yes.
Season 2 is Miss Congeniality.
Absolutely. That's me. Hello.
Yeah, Zenon. And she is absolutely so nice. She just came from bingo. She's spending her evening in a crystal ball with us. I hope you're okay in there. I left some kibble.
Oh, thank you very much. I actually nibbled it up beforehand. Thank you for the Gatorade too. I really appreciate that.
Dang, is there a food shortage in Chicago? And speaking of which, you recently just moved there, didn't you? From New York.
I did. Absolutely just moved from New York, and it was probably one of the best decisions that I've made in my adult life is New York and coming to Chicago.
Yeah, you've done a lot since you've been on season 2 of Camp Wannakiki.
I sure have.
Like our sister last week, or not sister, but like person last week, Carly, you've kind of gone through a buffing up era, haven't you?
Yes, I have lost 120 pounds since I was on camp, and
don't worry, I found them. Here and here. I've been buffed before. I'm in my fat era. It's fine. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's, you know what? We're loving any of the eras that we can be in right now.
Right. Well, I am especially excited to have you here, Zenon. As a Congeniality, first and foremost, getting to seeing how quickly you are acclimating into the Chicago scene, knowing how competitive it is. You paved the way so much based on your talent and how just pure the kindness that you radiate, both from personal interactions, online interactions, and the environments you create. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm so happy that the two of us can use positivity and finally defeat Hillary today.
Oh my God. See,
Hillary, people think you're mean.
You know,
oh my God.
Funny.
Literally. They do.
This bitch, Hillary.
Am I that mean?
Yes!
Well, I'll take it. They all think Canadians are supposed to be nice and polite, and I'm dispelling that era.
Look at you.
You're dispelling that. There's no more. You're being just like Camp Counselor Ruthie and eating all the poutine, and that's exactly what's causing all the smelly fires.
Why did she not reference you at all? I was expecting... part of me was wondering, I was like, was this scene filmed before? And they were like, it makes sense we crown Hillary, and then they walked in
Yeah, should we get into this episode?
Yes, of course.
That's the very beginning. Let's do it.
Yeah, Sugar Bakers and Ruthie, they start off with their little sketch at the start of the show.
It was not little this season. That was 15 minutes long.
It's not little. Thank goodness for canned laughter and applause.
They said Out TV is going to bring in a whole new viewer base, and they will. They will see us.
Ruthie enters, and she's had a trip to Canada, and I was fully expecting them to make some jokes that might have referenced me.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
I mean, because you're the only one from Canada, regardless of where in Canada you're from. They also could have been like, yes, come on, Canadian flag.
Yeah. Right? They did kind of text me one day and they were like, hey, we're doing this Canadian sketch. Do you know some Canadian terms we can use? So I am responsible for Gong Show, Gonger, and 2-4 being on the show.
You should have said, book me.
Exactly. They don't pay enough. They have this conceit that the campers, their truck broke down or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't have them enter from the stage or like switching it up a little bit, which I heard was because they really wanted to have that establishing shot of them all walking up the hill.
Kind of was like very throwback for me because I thought walking on like that was fine, but it was a little anticlimactic. It kind of, I don't know, I wanted everyone to have their entrance rather than everyone just kind of like walking down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, because I don't know if it's because I experienced something similar to that, but when I was watching everyone walk in, I definitely found people who stood out.
Yeah. I was telling Riley, one of my very, very close friends, I'm going to gush over him all episode.
Of course.
He was really looked like he was struggling. And I thought like, oh, you're really like hamming it up because, you know, it's your first time on camera. And Riley just looked me dead in the eye and he's like, no, you don't know how many times they made us walk up the hill. That struggle was real.
Oh my God. Yes.
It was funny if the shot was like, here they all come. And it just was Ranger Danger's. Bow, bow, bow.
That's something I really missed. Ranger Danger did not get his glamour shot. He just kind of walked in. It was just kind of like
walked on so casually, and I'm like, this is a new season. Introduce the audience to this man.
Right.
And we want that glamour shot. We want to look at his abs. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Rather than like introductions, they just kind of do like meet the campers in various places around. And they start with Tara Newhall. What do you think of Miss Tara?
Obsessed. Love her. And I love her white lady accent. Like, it's like, I spent a lot of time in Florida over the past year, and she's just hitting that like Publix white lady. Get out of my way! I need my vegan, dairy-free goodness.
Then we've got Girl Haggard coming out.
Love.
And she talked about wanting to plug herself in and electrocute herself. I hold her to that. I want her to electrocute herself by the end of the season. You said you're going to do it. I want to see it. And we've got Ms. Texas, 1988.
Yes. A non-binary that already has me rooting for her.
Yes, and another non-binary contender.
Maybe I shouldn't root for them because if they end up being the next sovereign of camp, then that's not really special anymore.
You've got Ms. Muffy Vanderbilt III.
Oh, Muffy.
What a brat she is, isn't she?
I love it.
As a total brat.
I remember this Muffy's kind of persona on the show kind of reminds me of Dominique DeGrant. And I feel like Dominique wasn't received well a little bit by the Sugar Bakers. Like, I feel like it didn't quite click that, like, oh, it's not that she doesn't want to do the challenges or thinks that the challenges are beneath her. It's like she's playing a brat.
Yeah.
And I feel like Muffy is being received well. And that makes me happy to hear.
Of Avery Goodname.
Oh!
What a crazy lady this is. I'm kind of enthralled by the fact that she wants to wear this. Let's talk about Jacqueline Jill.
Oh, Jacqueline Jill.
Let's talk about Dixie Crystal.
Yeah. Dixie is my saving grace. I was in New York City during COVID in a really crazy situation. And I called Dixie up and she was like, come live in my basement. I lived in Dixie's basement for 3 months in Denver before I was able to get back on my feet after COVID. And like the thing is that like it was right after Camp Wannakiki. It was right after I had went through weight loss surgery. So like I was just getting ready to like go out and be a part of the world. And then COVID happened. So I didn't. And so, you know, like the 3 months that I spent with Dixie really cultivated the person that I have been able to be. And so like Dixie has a heart of gold And she is one of those good time gals. And like,
Yes.
I'm telling you, the luckiest people that were at Camp Wannakiki are the ones that got to spend time with Dixie
Oh
crystals.
yeah.
Well, what about Riley Poppy Seed, your fave, Clinica?
Oh my god, I love Riley
it.
so much, and I'm glad that like the reception to him is so positive, and people are just completely vibing with like his art. And well, we're talking about his intro, but with his personality, I'm just like, yes, love him. You all better love him. I'm so glad you're all falling in love with the person I fell in love with so long ago. Yes.
Okay, Dee Dee Comeswell. Speaking of Dee Dee.
Yes.
Oh, so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think her character is one of the best defined out of everyone.
I think that her character is the epitome of the daughter in Gypsy, like not Rose, but like Rose's daughter, like the one you see do well. So she's just like authentic, and she's like, here, look at me dance, let me do this.
Yeah. She's literally like, she's literally like Gypsy Rose Lee or something. She does everything well. And Rita Taro from
very intrigued to see how Rita's going to do this season. What do you think, Hillary?
I don't know. I have no idea. She's definitely casting herself immediately as an outsider in a group of weirdos.
What she's casting is a spell.
Why?
Immediately. And like listening to some of the rest of the episodes, like she's saying that other people are calling her the spooky girl when I don't think anyone has called her the spooky girl yet.
Doing a
a
2-day team challenge.
2-day team challenge, yes.
Yes, 2-day team challenge. Kind of a throwback to season 3 where they started off with a 2-day challenge.
Yes.
They're doing the points. What do you think about doing points over 2 days? And they also, I don't know if this is a good thing, they told them all right off the bat that no one's going home.
I didn't like that they did that. I wish they would have had like people in the bottom at the end and they'd be like, surprise!
I just thought it took all the air out of the room, and it was just like, well,
skip episode 2. But like,
yeah, exactly. So the teams are Muffy, Tara, Rita, Riley, and Ms. Texas on Team Red, and Avery, Girl Haggard, Dee Dee, Dixie, and Jacqueline on Team Blue. Blue was Fifth Harmonica, and Red was, I don't think it made it to the episode, but it was like...
the Red Hot Silly Campers.
The Red Hot Silly Campers.
Yes, the Red Hot Silly Campers.
Which I thought was brilliant.
First challenge for today, which is, I think, Loop-de-Loop or something they called it. They had to swing on... Fruity Loops or something like that.
Fruity Little Loops.
Fruity Little Loops, or I don't know. It was some name. And they had to swing on a rope and jump into these hula hoops. And there was 5 hula hoops. And so it was kind of
varying shapes and sizes.
Yeah, and they were all like, I guess it was kind of like a trust exercise almost, and something vaguely physical.
Vaguely.
I was surprised everyone did it quite well.
They did.
Yeah.
Me too.
Did you have a physical challenge on your season, Zenon, that you had to do?
We sure did.
Course.
The ropes course.
Yes. Well, so yeah, the ropes course was...
You had to do that balanced tipsy thing too, I think, right?
Yes, there was a tipsy top thing. There was like, you had to hold a nut in a spoon in your mouth. So we had like an obstacle course.
Yeah.
It was very this episode, but only in 1 day, not 2 days.
Yeah. Were you jealous that they got off easier, or were...
Yeah.
Listen,
absolutely.
Nobody gets off on Camp Wannakiki.
They play the second game, which was blow and balloon or something like that.
Yeah, they had to blow it. It was like capture the flag, but with balloons tied around your ankles, and you had to stop them.
I thought it was very like Mario Kart. You know how you have to pop the balloon with your turtle shell and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. It very felt Mario Kart. Absolutely, I get that.
I thought it was just so ridiculous. It's very much a throwback to like the older seasons of Camp Wannakiki, where it's just like, let's just watch them play a stupid game. Except we all know that there was a period of time when they were playing that game when they were not actually playing. They were just running around because they had to get the drone shot.
I really wish that they had like picked whoever like the physically fastest person was and just hooked a GoPro on them.
Yes.
Like, I thought that would have been a funny little moment.
Good shot. Oh my God.
And that would have been either Dee Dee or Texas.
So who came out on top at the end? I think it was the red team. No, the blue team was a little bit ahead.
They both won a challenge, but I believe it was the
I think
The
red
blue team
red
that
won
won
first,
the
and then the
balloons,
blue
and the
did.
red team that won the hoops.
Going into the talent show.
Was going into the talent show.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, speaking of, first on the list, we've got the one and only Girl Haggard coming out looking cute and chaotic in this. I mean, I think this look with the googly eyes, she said those are extra because she broke her sunglasses. This look, it comes off very simple, but when you really take a look, there's a lot going on there. So much detail.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and like they have things that match, right? So like the gloves match, the earrings match the Pegasus necklace, match the gold that's on the brazier. So like I definitely know that girl in the craziness that is girl's mind, it all makes sense and I'm following it.
Clinica?
Mm-hmm. God, so I love this runway specifically because this is also the hardest runway to judge because it is their signature campy drag. They are not molding their drag to like a fun category yet. This is you have to be very kind of subjective here because this is just kind of an introduction to what they do. I love Girl Haggard's drag so much. I love the detail of holding the hat that says "Be fucking nice." And I think that's like such a testament to her character. And I think her voiceover was one of my absolute favorites.
So we're going to rate this out of 5 amps. How amped up in camp was this? I'm going to give this a safe 3 amps out of 5.
I'm going to give it a 3 amps out of 5.
I will also give it 3 just because I don't know where my amps are going to be going throughout.
So, next on my list is the one and only Rita Taro.
Oh my
dressed
gosh,
up as,
look.
Yes, a sandwich of all things. He's taking that witchy thing in a totally different vibe. It's all different colors with a big hat, an olive cane, and all the fixins, buns included.
Gosh, what I especially love about this look is that every single aspect of this outfit just had some correlation with it. And it's just no boxes left unchecked. Ketchup hat, olive on the stick. The ruffles is lettuce. The picnic blanket, oh my gosh, the hip flares being burger buns. Just, oh my God, she thought of everything. It's so good. And they knew it too because they put her last.
Zenon?
They did.
Yeah. What do you think?
Listen, I love
no words.
This entire look, the concept of it, the way that she showed it off to the world, it was absolutely incredible. I think where she faltered was the voiceover.
The makeup? No, sorry. The voiceover.
The voiceover. I think that she spends a little bit too much time in her brain trying to emote exactly what's going on in her brain and the worlds that she creates, because she talked about that specifically at the end of the episode.
Right. I think this look is fine. I give it 4 amps out of camp because I think her makeup's busted.
I give it 5. I'm counterattacking you.
I give it a 5.
Yes.
I get 5.
I also have to give credit to Flower. I have to give credit to where credit's due.
So next on my list is Dee Dee. Dee Dee comes coming out in this Dee's Nuts ice cream lady with a banana split on her head and a burlesque reveal and ice cream earrings, and it's very cute, very vintage. And I will say, she did a totally full new face of makeup for this. This is new makeup. Beautiful makeup.
I wonder what it was like being back in the dressing room with having 2 ice cream looks.
I didn't get ice cream initially. I thought she was supposed to be kind of like an upside down, like movie theater popcorn.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah.
So
my God.
So now that I look at it, like maybe I'm just not understanding like a vintage reference or vintage fashion, but like with that specific print and then like the bright shimmering gold, I was like, I couldn't stop seeing popcorn.
What do you mean? Dee's Nuts is a totally vintage reference.
I expected a little bit more from this look, especially from Miss Dee Dee Comes Well. I give this look 3 amps out of 5 because I think that if you're going to have a reveal, you need to take the reveal all the way off and not just have it be hanging out.
Well, apparently Apparently her look also fell apart like 3 times on the stage. She had a moment.
Oh no!
No! Also shady that they showed that, but they didn't show all the malfunctions during our season.
Thank God.
I still give it 3 amps out
Yeah,
of 5.
I loved it.
This is solid. This is solid. It's a 3 amp. But yeah, like I don't know. It doesn't scream anything like crazy new. So it's a 3 amp for me.
Right. I'll give it a 3 as well.
Work. The one and only Avery Goodname.
Yes! Oh my God. This look is blowing up online. She really shut it down.
Yeah.
There's without a doubt, this look is a 5 out of 5 amps, in my opinion. Like, this is unlike anything that has been on the Camp Wannakiki talent show stage.
Yeah, with the hat reveal and everything. I mean, it's definitely signature. Because when you're saying signature can't be drag, her name is literally Avery Goodname, the pun, every good name. And then she comes out with this glamorous couture camp thing with the big tits that we expect. And everything is spelled out. So it's 5 out of 5.
Yeah, no, this is what I was referring to when I said, like, the big tits. It's like, that's just an inherent Avery trait. And I don't think it's, like, any kind of goof or gag she's leaning on, because
Clinica,
as I was looking at this look, I didn't even register that she had the big tits, because that wasn't the joke.
Well, no, but like I just don't know. Like, I don't know Avery well enough to make that assumption. So I'm just using all the information that comes at me to be like,
oh, okay, yeah.
I hope she shows us another silhouette.
To the look.
I hope she shows us another silhouette though one day, because like, come on. But
I have a strong feeling she will.
I hope so. We've got the one and only Miss Texas 1986.
Yes.
88. Who is not born in 88 or from Texas.
Not at all. And she's coming out in a pageant look that is so disastrous. But she tears it off anyway after dropping her baton, and she has a bag that says failure on it, and then her hair comes out, and it's just hilarious.
Hillary
loved it.
It really was reminiscent of your final camp attempt at campy drag for the last station.
Oh, really? What was my final attempt? My housewife, where I took the mask off? That thing?
Yes, that one. Because it served very burlap sack, like realness, everything. When she walked out, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Absolutely.
I was like, what is this train wreck happening on stage right now? But it was meant to be a train wreck. And what happened afterwards was so good.
What I'm happy about to see with Texas, and I see it with so many other competitors this season as well, is I think that a lot of, because everyone in this show, in this season, has seen the show and knows exactly what they're getting into. And I think that Hillary and I are talking about this, we feel that the two of us feel that we were received so well is because we understood that it wasn't just a runway. It is a presentation.
Yes.
And you can turn it into a little performance.
Yeah.
And it feels like
it's called a talent show.
Has figured that out.
Show. I give this look 4 amps out of camp, only because I think she stole Miss Kitty Litter's ATX's look for the first one. It's pretty similar.
Because you compared her to Kitty Litter, I'm giving her a 6.
That is hilarious. That is, she's serving you full Miss Kitty Litter.
I love
unironic Miss Kitty Litter.
Wow, I give it 4 amps out of 5.
We got the 4s. Okay, now we've got the one and only Jacqueline Jill. She started off the whole thing. Honest to God, I don't know if this is a good look, but when it came out, I loved it. It was so dumb and audacious to just come out as a dummy, as a big sex doll.
Yeah, I knew of Avery beforehand, and so like when I saw the big tits, I was like, huh. And then the other thing is that like the true version of camp, right? And like our authentic versions of ourselves that we see for the first time is our DDF, because that's truly the first thing that we're seeing. Yeah. And that's the way that we show our true authentic nature, right? This runway is an opportunity to show a more expensive version or very stylized version. But girl, like the only thing that connects the DDF Jacqueline Jill to this is the udders, or the big udders. I was like, I've seen Jimbo before. Like I've seen his feet.
I think the critique that I can like
she's coming for Canada.
tie that to is that the beach going bimbo is like such a visually stark archetype that we're all familiar with.
Yeah,
I like that. I appreciate this as part of Jacqueline's brand, and I love that this is the direction she went. I just wish that there was, with this archetype, some kind of Jacqueline Jill spin on it.
Like, it's not great, but it's so nervy, and I love Jacqueline's personality. I give it a 3 amps.
I think I'll also give it a 3.
You can go lower. Don't worry. Be mean.
I give it a 2.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think any of...
So, next, Clinica. I mean, he can do no wrong in your eyes, but what do you think of Riley Poppy Seed?
I love him so much. And us on the two of us doing black and white solidarity in the first episode, Runway. Oh my gosh. I have seen the evolution of this look over time, and I'm so happy that it made it to the show. And I think what really took, because I think some people were I loved the presentation of the look.
Riley is so proud of that look too.
Yes.
Like, it has like roots all the way. It has roots to like his drag and what he really cares about in the spirals. And like, I like 5, like honestly 5 out of 5. Like, it is Riley's version of camp, and that is exactly what he wanted to show, and that's exactly what we saw.
And I think Riley had one of the biggest standout moments with the voiceover in hypnotizing the sugar bakers into not sending the king home early.
That's a good point.
That was so fun. That made me fall out of my chair.
But I do think it verges a little bit on simple, and that's why I give it a 3. It's like, fine.
Nah, I'm giving it a 5. My one critique is that there was one like white tag like on the umbrella. I think it was just like a little extension of it that I think you used to like close it.
Oh my God, Clinica gave Riley a 1. Oh no. Let's see what you think of Muffy Vanderbilt III wearing another ice cream look. Looking like something out of the Wizard of Oz, like Toddler Appreciation Society or whatever. I mean, I thought this was fine. It was okay. I really hated what she did with her makeup because it was identical to her DDF, except it just looked like she took some glitter and went, whoo!
I was blown away by the construction of the costume and how big
the structure, the thing's amazing. But like, I've seen it before. You know what I mean?
I am excited to see what Muffy brings throughout the season because I don't know. I want to see Muffy get a little weird.
I thought it could be amped up further. Like, why is she holding a lollipop weird thing? Like, I think it would have been better if she was holding like a spoon or something and like was trying to tell a story.
That would have been cute. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, eat me or something. You know, like not this stupid thing that means nothing. She's got it and she's very put together, but like it's not coming for me. I give this a 2. This is a 2 amps.
I give it a 4.
A 4. Okay.
It's so hard because like she knows what she does and she serves it well. And so because of that, I still will give it a 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah.
Work. We've got the country gal from Denver, Ms. Dixie Crystals, with hair higher than Jesus and this kind of country time dress, kind of like hillbilly. And the skirt, the dress part of it, has some very naughty shirtless cowboys on it.
Sure does. It sure does.
I think this is fine.
I love it. Like knowing Dixie, this is definitely a Dolly reference. Yeah. And like, I know that the Sugar Bakers were referencing her when they were talking about Simple, because I also know when they were talking about Ivana and our season. And like, but like the polish of this is so good, right? Like, it's very camp and it's very her specific kind of camp. And like the idea of camp is so subjective, right? Like you don't have to have everything, the kitchen sink and was in the garage, like whatever Miss Kitty Litter produces when she has a show, right? But then like, so it doesn't have to have a lot on it to be campy. Yeah. And this dress is very well constructed and it was very Dolly centric and they loved the hair, which is good. And like, I think Dixie's great at presenting a character that's overall. And like, I truly loved Dixie's, Dixie's voiceover added so much to what she brought. I didn't think it was too simple, but I know that the Sugar Bakers did, and that's what frustrates me.
Yeah, I think what makes the look is probably the horsey prop for me. Without the horsey prop, it does lose a little bit of the camp story, but I definitely get the Dolly reference. It's very hillbilly. I give this a solid like 3 out of 3 amps. Like it's solid.
4.
What I was gonna say is Dixie is so fun because I almost just feel like that just her talking is a talent.
You said that already. What do you give her?
Oh, I'm gonna give her a 4.
Amazing. Okay, and now we have one final gal. We've got the amazing Tara Newhall, baby, coming out of the pile of laundry. What a crazy lady. I have to say, I feel like she might have been inspired by my Pride look, where I came out as a bit of a closet case. She's just stealing my entire identity. Tara, why are you so obsessed with me?
Hillary, you're obsessed with her. Which, granted, me too, because she's phenomenal. Oh my God, this look. I love it.
I think it's so silly, so camp. And it kind of makes a glamorous silhouette of something that is really not glamorous, which I appreciate.
I've heard some critiques that they like wish there was more of a shape or a form to it, but I disagree. I wish there was even less shape.
It's a laundry pile.
The look is so dynamic, right? It literally looks like it's falling out of the dryer.
Yeah.
And like it has movement to it, which is so unique. And like it's really giving me the in like the first episode of Drag Race UK, when it had the like windswept birds for what's her face, like that's what this is giving me, but it's so unique in her. And I love that their earrings are dryer balls.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, her earrings are dryer balls, and she has coins on her face as if they're falling out. So like there is movement in this. Did your Pride look have movement? Did it have dynamic? Did it have sculpture in your Hillary?
I'd say so.
It did when you fell that night.
Exactly. I'm going to give it a 4 amps out of 5. Yeah, 4 amps.
I am giving this a 5 out of 5 because now Tara is like so hard on my radar right now.
I give it a 5, by the way. 5 amps out of 5.
5 amps out of 5 for Tara Newhall.
Oh, wait, we got to talk about the Sugar Bakers butterfly looks. What do we think about them?
No, we don't have to talk about those. I mean, that's the first episode. No one's gone home yet, but the red team certainly is in the lead. I don't know. I think the blues looking pretty likely to go home next time.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Who do you think it might be?
It's going to be one of them, I think.
I don't know. It's going to be sad regardless.
Well, at least they got a whole first episode to like showcase themselves. And even for the people that we feel that we haven't fully gotten to know them, we have a whole other episode ahead of us.
Zenon Tevee, thank you so much for joining us on Cult Wannakiki.
Thank you.
Do you want to shout out your social?
Yes, of course. You can find me on Instagram at Zenon with a Z, all spelled out, all one word. And you can find me on Venmo at TipZenon, TipZenon. And remember, my name is Zenon with a Z, not Zenon with an X, because Zenon with a Z goes Z, not X.
Bye, sister.
Bye.
Bye, Zenon.
Bye, Zenon. Oh my gosh.
Well,
What an absolute
another
delight.
episode down. This is number 4 for us, and it's the first episode of Camp Wannakiki season 5. What did you think? I thought it was a good start.
I loved it, and I think it was mentioned in this episode, but everyone is a contender for real.
Yeah. Did shout out to the new movie review. They are back. Send all of your love to Miss Kitty Litter ATX because they're old and they hurt themselves just by walking these days.
You can say that because it happened to you too.
Exactly. Same. Started their first episode with Puppets of Us, and that was very kind.
It was very listen, Hillary, she read us.
She read us.
She gobbled us up.
We're going to be back next time for next episode. But until then, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know when the next episode is out. We're coming out on Saturdays, I hope. Fingers crossed.
And if you're a very passionate drag fan that needs to send us death threats, you know Hillary's inbox is open.
Exactly. Comment below. Tell us what you think of the season. We'd love to hear what you think. Well,
don't send death threats.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye. Ow, bye.
Do you wanna kiki? Do you want to? Do you wanna kiki? Do you wanna kiki? Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, 1, 2, 3. Cult Wannakiki, Cult Wannakiki, Cult. Okay, that's enough.